So the Extreme Campus Agreement, of ECA for short, is basically the one of Extreme's unique consumption offerings that better enables our education customers to manage their infrastructure, services, and support expenses with our software solutions with more predictability over time. Our ECA allows our higher education customers to price support for the network holistically, instead of at a device level, with enterprise-grade support SLAs without breaking the bank. So what does that mean? We're talking about you having the ability to have a support model that starts out at, at a very low cost, but yet still the SLAs are provided at a much higher standard. And we'll go to more details in that in a second. But then consider now that our ECA allows our customers to have a fixed support model, a fixed support cost that does not change or increase, regardless of any purchases that are made for network infrastructure during the term of the ECA. You have a new building expansion, for example, that requires purchasing more network electronics, and that includes switches and access points, and include the software, the licensing, whether it's a cloud or on-prem management. None of these required purchases will incur any additional support costs for that newly purchased gear. And they still get the same service entitlement of all the existing equipment under the ECA. And that's what makes it so unique. It is very flexible. The predictability for budgets, it has been something that has made it so attractive to many of our customers. It is unique in the industry, and we're just very proud to offer it to our higher education institutions to kind of help them as they consider their financial expenses.
Thanks, Dane. I know we had, there are some questions that I wanted to go over this with you. When we're looking at the ECA really seems to be in response to some of the price increases that we've seen in IT since the pandemic. Was that, is that kind of the option or the way that other customers are seeing this? I guess, what are the kind of the thoughts of customers as they're able to utilize this? Because this is really, going in a different direction in a good way, and giving customers kind of a break financially.
Absolutely. So the ECA has been around for a very long time. The Extreme Campus Agreement has been around for a very long time, but we've seen more of an uptick since the pandemic. And that is because, as higher education institutions have had to battle, say a dip in on-premise enrollments, and then having to transition to support enrollment opportunities online, which required, again, a different mind shift in the infrastructure. But at the same time, most universities were prepared for that. And then now is like now the challenges of like, hey, so what does the enrollment, now they're thinking of it from a virtual standpoint, how does that help them with bringing people on to campus, bringing them back on premise? So a lot of these challenges have kind of put sort of a ceiling on university capital expenditures. And so the ECA has kind of been a little more receptive. And again, it's because, you still have to meet those demands, those technological demands of today's students, right? You still have to consider, an increasing enrollment every new semester, every new fall semester, right? There is still these things that still need to be provided, but at the same time, it is like, how do I accommodate it, cost effectively, and making always wise financial decisions? And this is where we found that our ECA program has really stepped up in providing capabilities so that these customers can take advantage of it.